It's been a long 12 years since the bloodiest, sexiest show on television last aired. Stephen S. DeKnight's Spartacus, loosely based on the historical gladiator-turned-rebel who came to challenge Rome, set itself apart for its realistically bloody, high-octane combat, open parade of gender-inclusive sexuality, and provocative focus on the politics of the arena. Running for 4 seasons between 2010 and 2013, the series was a hit for Starz and has retained a strong reputation with fans ever since its final bow. Here we are, however, in the era of thinking daily about the Roman Empire, and there's still one big question on fans' minds. How can Spartacus be respectfully brought back when the titular rebel has died? Simple, a magical, history-altering retcon. With its premiere this week, Spartacus, House of Ashur, boldly moves the franchise forward with a fresh, unflinching series that mostly captures what made the original great.
What is Spartacus House of Ashur about?
Spartacus House of Ashur begins with one of the most substantial retcons in TV history. What if Ashur hadn't been beheaded and instead survived to be the man who killed Spartacus and stopped the rebellion? In ancient Rome, full of magical shenanigans and fickle gods, anything is possible. Here, the turncoat gladiator's fate changes in the afterlife, with Ashur now the man who delivered the final blow to Spartacus and saved the Roman elite. For his efforts, Ashur is promoted to be the Dominus of his own house, navigating the political perils of Rome while readying gladiators to compete in the arena. Besides political positioning and betrayal, Ashur finds gladiatrix Achilleia, controversially tapping her to lead his cadre of gladiators in hopes that a fierce warrior woman will win the crowd and elevate his fortunes. Stakes only mount when Ashur draws the attention of none other than Julius Caesar himself. Spartacus House of Ashur can't really be the anti-authoritarian series that its rebellious progenitor was, given that it's based around the man who killed Spartacus. There nonetheless remains a slight belligerence in the sequel, as Ashur seeks to claw his way upwards in a Rome built for established families. Spartacus House of Ashur is very much doing its own thing, but it's an entertaining one. Series lead Nick Tarabay gives complexity and a strong charismatic presence in his return as the titular character, now commanding a gladiatorial pool instead of struggling to survive within one, while the story's political struggles for honor are capably balanced against more action-heavy elements.
Spartacus House of Ashur captures the original's blend of intrigue, sex, and violence.
Within the show's extensive ensemble, Tanika Davis shines as Spartacus House of Ashur's only female gladiator, constantly beset by fellow combatants who wish to see her downfall. The actress delivers both the character's emotional complexity and her penchant for angry combat well, and Achilleia only expands and grows as Ashur progresses. The lifeblood of the sequel series, however, is Graham McTavish as Chorus, a seasoned gladiator-turned-trainer who becomes roped into Ashur's ambitions but finds emotional connections all his own. He's grizzled and capable, but McTavish adds brilliant, subtle layers to the character throughout. While the show primarily revolves around Ashur's political ambitions and machinations, it's Chorus who truly evolves as the story progresses. Spartacus House of Ashur also boasts universally realistic blood and gore, and anyone looking for intense combat should be satisfied, but a few technical elements, particularly early on, don't always work. One early training sequence includes combat that feels a little too slow to be authentic, even for training, resulting in a fight that feels more telegraphed and closer to stage combat than it should. It would also be desirable for the series to offer a few more open-air scenes to give a sense of Rome's scale, since the season so far spends a lot of time in close quarters. Minor technical quibbles aside, most of the combat feels authentic and brutal, and the effects department makes combat injuries look shockingly realistic, only adding to the sense of danger in the arena. Spartacus House of Ashur essentially pulls off the miraculous, leaning on the mythological extravagances of ancient Roman belief to rewrite history and give a character a new lease on life. It's clever, and it works. Outside of the event that enables its premise, the series otherwise retains the gritty realpolitik realism that the original show often revolved around. Spartacus, House of Ashur also largely retains the original series' deep showcase of the ancient Roman id, parading the empire's honorific culture alongside an unflinching orgy of sex and violence. Tarabay is a strong lead, Davis grows into her role quite well, and McTavish excels. While the show essentially follows Ashur's attempts to rise in Roman society, there's room for rebellion to brew, leading to hopes that this element of the original will come to the forefront in the future. In the meantime, Spartacus, House of Ashur recaptures much of what made the original series great, and proves this franchise hasn't lost a beat in its 12-year hiatus.